Why is setting financial goals as a couple so crucial? Well, because I know you're sick of being lied to. You've been told that love is all you need to make a relationship work. But let me tell you something. If you're not on the same page about money, love is not enough. You have money fights, you have financial stress. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to turn your finances into a tool that strengthens your relationship. I am Tamoa Danielle, and today we are going to talk about 5 ways to learn how to set financial goals as a couple so you can stop the fights and start building your dreams together. So, number one, the power of financial goals. So, here's why setting financial goals as a couple is, to me, a complete game changer. So, goals give you a shared vision. Think of it kind of like mapping out a road trip. If you don't agree on the destination, then you're not going to enjoy the ride. Setting goals allows you to create your own GPS, which creates teamwork, so that when you work together, you're not just partners in love, but you are partners in life. Achieving these goals creates happiness, it creates trust, and you look back and you can say, we did it together. So I have known couples who went from constant arguments, fights, like I'm telling you, like almost going toe to toe, right? But all it really took was aligning their shared vision and sticking to they can do it together. So when I was married, just to be completely transparent, I remember having knockout, drag out fights, not physical, of course, right? But slamming doors, the silent treatment, the whole thing. And it was only because I say it was our ignorance around our finances, just not knowing how to communicate with each other, making things very, very stressful because neither one of us really wanted to talk about the situations when it comes to our finances. We didn't want to share our checking accounts. We didn't want to show each other how much we were spending. We didn't want each other in each other's business. But how can you say you don't want your spouse in your business, because your spouse should be your business, right? So that completely didn't make any sense. But it just showed the lack of financial maturity that we both had missing. Things did change eventually, and we were both educated in terms of being able to communicate around our finances. But when you don't have a roadmap to this, when you don't have a blueprint to how you're supposed to communicate, then it really gets things all tangled up and just completely messed up. So this is the reason why the power of building financial goals is so important, so that you can both be aligned on the vision that you have together. So that goes to number two. Number two is creating a safe space for you to communicate about your goals. So before you can even set goals, you need to create a safe space to talk about your money. And this is, we're not talking about a physical environment. I mean, we could be talking about a physical environment because, just to be honest, you want to have an environment that really cultivates calmness, that cultivates peace, somewhere where you both feel really good about talking about your finances. So maybe it's not at home, maybe it's at a park, maybe it's at one of your favorite restaurants, something that you can do to get the conversation going. So you want to make this a judgment-free zone. This isn't about digging up past mistakes. It is about creating an even playing field, basically being able to scratch what was happening earlier in your relationship when you couldn't talk about money, when you played the blame game, when you judged each other. This is a time now to start from scratch, have a blank canvas, and create the painting that you want for your financial communication. This can be how you navigate and how you love on each other by showing each other respect when it comes to talking about your finances. Creating a space where you can share your values, your priorities, and what really matters to each of you It makes all the difference in the world, whether that's owning your home, traveling the world, retiring early, making sure you invest in things that actually compound your money so that you can grow your money properly. Really being honest with each other about your desires, actively listening, and making sure that you're listening without interrupting. These conversations can be tough, but trust me, they are well worth it. And if you're looking for a resource to help navigate these discussions, my financial love covenant is here for you. It is always, always, always a link in the description, but it honestly has helped many couples start having healthier, happier, more productive talks about money. It helps you build out a blueprint for communication, how you want to communicate, what communication looks like. It breaks down the goals that you need to align with your budget, with your financial investments, with your savings, with your day-to-day finances, and how both of you spend money. It is a great resource and tool to use. Now, back to the goals, right? So number 3 is making sure that you really, really define these goals. Let's get specific with it. So you need to identify your short-term and long-term goals. Maybe some of your short-term goals may be paying off debt for a credit card, long-term goals, buying a house. Either way, you have to prioritize these goals. You have to decide what's most important to the both of you, and then make sure that the goals that you're setting are realistic, achievable targets with timelines. Remember SMART goals in school? This is the things that you want to do to make sure they are measurable and achievable. Lots of couples that I've dealt with in the past, right? They wanted to save for a down payment on a home. Let's just say you decided to save $500 a month, cut back on, splurging on dinners and eating out. 2 years later, you hit your target goal, you're signing your papers for a new home. And that's what happens when you work together. Nothing can happen if it's just one person doing all the work. Well, let me say this. No, it can happen with one person doing all the work, but it does not make for a happier outlook, a happier future for the two of you. How great it would be, how more efficient, how more calming for your relationship if you were both working on the same goal together, getting to the same target, getting to the same point. Because like I always say, your communication about finances lends for you to talk about anything in your relationship. And really, it helps you to get better with your intimacy towards each other. Okay, this leads us to number 4. Number 4 is making sure you build a plan. So now that you know what you're working towards, we need to talk about how to get there, like what vehicle we're using. So you need to access your current financial situation, look at your income, look at your expenses, look at your savings, look at your debt. Create a budget that aligns with your goals. Your budget is your game plan for success. Think of it as the beginning of the blueprint, right? We have to identify the strategies like savings, investing, managing our debt to help us move forward. So when you do this, you need to include templates for budgeting, strategies for tackling debt, and ways to stay on track as a couple. If you want to take the guesswork out of building a plan, don't guess. So this is the reason why you need to sit down and talk about things, because number 1, you want to make sure you have the plan written down, because we know that when we don't write things down and we think that our brains are going to somehow remember all of the things that we have crammed into it, that is going to make things better for us. And it absolutely doesn't. We have to write down our plan. The greatest thing about having a plan is sometimes you or your spouse may forget or not remember what you talked about when it comes to your budgeting, your savings, and especially when you think about long-term plans. So when you have it down, you have the vision there, you have everything aligned and laid out, it makes it so much easier. And just from a spiritual perspective, when you have things laid down and you have the language and you're speaking the language to each other and you're all on one accord and you're both flowing the way that you need to flow financially together, it helps the vision really develop into something that is real for you, into something that happens for you, into something that you can get excited about as a couple. And lastly, number 5, post-care for financial goals. And yes, I did say post-care, because sometimes you have to think about the situation as doing a surgery, right? You're repairing the injured parts of your financial relationship together. You may have to, put in some new money. You have to put in some new accounts, right? Think of that as taking out and replacing the financial body with new organs, because it's time to start anew. So you need some post-recovery for that, right? You need to make sure that things are flowing well, that you're doing check-ins, that you're doing checkups. So here's what most couples forget when it comes to post-care: making sure that you review the progress regularly. Check in monthly to make sure you're both on track. But do not forget, it is so important to celebrate your milestones and your wins together, whether it's paying off debt, hitting a savings goal. Taking time out to celebrate those wins can be life-changing for you. You need to make sure you adjust your plans and that you're flexible with these key long-term goals. So making a plan to review every month, celebrate your milestones, adjust as needed. The result is a stronger relationship and a sense of shared accomplishments. I know we haven't had it in a while, but I am giving you a great credit gem of the day. So here it is. When purchasing a home, your credit score is one of the most important factors. A strong credit score can mean lower interest rates, saving you thousands over the life of your mortgage, because think of your mortgage. You're talking about 15 to 30 years or even more if you refinance. So here's the thing. A home isn't just a purchase, it's an investment. The financial journey does not stop after you close and sign those papers. After you move in, sometimes unexpected expenses can pop up, like a broken water heater, a leaky roof, or leaking pipes or busted pipes, which happened to me. So it is crucial to secure a good loan, set money aside to keep up for emergencies. And remember, a solid financial plan. A solid financial plan, including maintaining good credit and having savings after your purchase, will ensure you don't just buy a home, but you are building and securing a thriving life after it for you and your family. All right, y'all. So here is my final thoughts. Setting financial goals as a couple isn't just about numbers. It is about building trust, strengthening your bond, and creating the life that you both dream of. Money does not have to be the thing that divides you. It can be the tool that brings you closer together. So I really know that these conversations are not always easy, but you have to start somewhere. So just number 1, just commit to sitting down with your partner this week. Get some real goals aligned, your dreams, your challenges when it comes to talking about money. Remember, it's not about perfection. It is about the progress and the commitment that you make to each other. And like I always say, meeting with a financial therapist can be an amazing key to helping you. If you'd like to schedule a one-on-one with me, my consultation link is in the description. Also, check out the Financial Love Covenant Guide in the description below. It has helped many couples, and I know it can help you too. Thank you for spending this time with me today. I appreciate every single one of you for tuning into my channel. I believe in you. I'm rooting for your success, both in your finances and in your relationships. If this episode resonated with you, share it with someone that you know needs to hear it. And I really want us to build this community together. Until next time, take care of your money, take care of your love, and most importantly, take care of yourself. And remember, you are your greatest value. You are your greatest asset. Take care.